Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Acres Lawn Care here. I hope you're all doing well. So today we're going to be scarifying, overseeding and top dressing this lawn. And the first step we're going to start with is mowing the lawn as short as you can. And the reason why we do this is it helps when it comes to scarifying. You're not going to be tugging at any long grass, and it also allows the current grass you have to compete with the seed that you're going to be sowing. So Gaz has just started to mow, and once he's finished that, we'll then get ready to scarify. Okay, so before we get into step number 2, we're going to talk a little bit about the tools we're going to be using today. So this is the Landsy soil spreader. If you've not seen one of these before, honestly, they are amazing. I was blown away by using one of these. Gone are the days where I used to just bend over, shoveling soil and throwing it on the lawn. This is so much better. You just fill the cage up and you add the soil, and then you just spread, and it spreads a nice thin layer over the top of that seed. Or if you're using compost, you can just spread it over your lawn if you want to do that each year, and that will just allow the seed as well to germinate. And the next tool we're going to be using is going to be the Landsy Lawn Loot, and this is a great bit of kit. Really enjoyed using this last time I had it, and it's very lightweight, it's well balanced, and it's very strong as well. It's no wooden handles. It packs away into a box. Well, it packed away into the box that I had anyway. So definitely recommend looking into that. This is all Landsy. I can leave all the links in the description anyway. Okay, so let's jump on to step number 2. Okay, so second step now, this is scarifying. So the reason why we scarify is to remove any dead, thatch, unwanted debris from the lawn, anything that's been building up over the year. I like to scarify yearly. Some people like to scarify every other year. Some people sometimes scarify twice a year. But I think yearly is best, maybe sort of autumn time for me personally. I prefer to do it in the autumn. It's just part of my routine and scheduling for the customers unless someone says otherwise. So as you can see, there's plenty coming out there, and this is going to be perfect for if you're going to sow seed. So if you want to sow seed, if there's any bare patches in your lawn, or you just really want to lift your lawn up and give it a full overseed, then this is ideal because you're going to remove any thatch between the grass, and this is going to allow for when you sow the seed to have a good seed to soil contact. Okay, so once you've done your first pass, you're going to want to rake up all that thatch off the lawn and bag it and get rid of it, because you're going to want to go over it again, especially for this lawn. It is very thatchy, and as you can see, there's still plenty of thatch still coming out. And the reason why we do this, we go lengthways and we go widthways, you can go diagonal. This is just to make sure that those blades are getting into that thatch and get as much out as possible. Right, so next step for me is always to mow over the lawn. Once you've done your scarifying and you've raked up as much as possible, just whiz over with your lawnmower, especially if you've got a collection box, because this is going to allow you to suck up any of that last remaining debris on the lawn that you don't want, and that's going to really help when you come to sowing the seed. Also, don't panic if your lawn is looking absolutely awful right now like this one. We are still in a growing season. Just remember, as long as you do it when the grass is still actively growing, this lawn will recover and be absolutely fine. Scalping and scarifying will always make the lawn look awful unless you're doing a light scarify each year. But for this purpose, we wanted to get this as much thatch out of this lawn as possible, and we wanted to make sure that the lawn was as low as possible, especially for when we're sowing seed, like I said, to make sure that seed is competing against the current grass. So in theory, we've shocked the grass now, so it's going to slow the growth down a bit, but it will be absolutely fine. This is the grass, people. Oh, that's what we got. The grass, people, a bag full of living stuff. Good stuff. And this is kind of like an all-rounder sort of pet family, something which is, you know, if you've got a lot of traffic on it, it'll be perfect. What?
What does it feel like left-handed?
Then you're screwed.
Isn't it?
Okay guys, so time to start seeding. So we're using a mix of rye and fescue here. This is an 80% rye and a 20% fescue. So normally I would spread this with a drop spreader, but we're using the handheld spreader today. Usually the handheld spreader it will work for these size lawns, it just takes a little bit longer. With the drop spreader, you tend to get a better spread of seed and a nice even spread. The handheld, you just got to be a little bit more patient and just keep your eye on where you're sowing that seed. Okay, so the next step is using the Landsea Lawn soil spreader. So you can normally do this without one of these. You can use a shovel and just go and throw soil everywhere, or you can do little clumps of soil around and spread it out if you like. But the thing I love about this is that this isn't going to disturb the seed. So where we've spread the seed, this is just going to run over the top. So it's just going to roll over and add a nice thin layer of soil over the top of it. And that's what we're trying to achieve here. We don't want to disrupt that seed. We want to keep it in place. And this tool is going to do that. So as you can see, we start moving and all it's doing is just spreading a nice thin layer of soil, and it's falling down in between the grass that's currently there, and it's just going to nest on top of that seed. Okay, so as you can see, we've just done our first bag and you can see what's left behind. This won't go through the spreader, which is good, because usually at the end you'd start sort of picking it up by hand, or you'd be trying to rake it together and getting rid of it. But there's no waste here. We can throw this on the beds and this will all just break down absolutely fine. But you don't really want it on your lawns because it'll take longer to break down, and there's twigs and sticks and stones and all sorts in there as well, so it's best just to get rid of it. Okay, so we finished spreading the soil, and next I'm going to get my lawnmower, which has a roller built into it, and we're just going to run over the lawn and just sort of going to apply a bit of pressure to that soil. So this is going to allow that soil on top of the seed to nest nicely in there and allow a good seed to soil contact, and this is going to help improve germination. And also when you soak that lawn, you know that that seed's nesting in that soil and it's going to stay nice and moist as well. So this is why we do this. You can use a garden roller if you like. You can even go round and use your feet. I don't really recommend your feet. I prefer to use something which is going to be a little bit more smoother. As you can see, I'm lifting the mower here. I don't really want the wheels to disrupt any of the seed. because it's got a split roller, it turns quite elegantly, should I say, so it's not going to really disrupt the ground below it. You might have a little bit of movement on the seed, but it shouldn't be too much. So I always recommend just going over and just sort of compacting it a little bit. We're not looking to, you know, heavy compaction here. We're just looking to nest that seed.
Great success. This is looking quite covered in soil, but it was quite bare anyway. There wasn't much going on there. It was basically just mud, so there's loads of seed in there. So flattened it down with a mower, so we should have a nice lawn hopefully. Fingers crossed, guys, eh? Fingers crossed for a nice lawn. So that's us done today. Massive thank you to Garden Imports for sending us the Landsy bits and pieces. Very kind of you. Guys, don't forget they're in the link in the description so you can check them out. Yeah, definitely recommend both of them, especially if you're looking to sort of top dress your lawn, or you know, even just fill in some low spots. The spreader and the leveler are great. And thank you guys for stopping by and checking this out. Once again, I will come back and fill you all in on how it is. We'll see how we're getting on in 6 weeks. I might just do a short little video, let you know how we're getting on. Thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.